And there were these tiny chocolate coins that had they had chocolate inside of them. And I have no understanding of how you would spend the chocolate coin. Do you spend it places? Do you eat it? Is it for both? Why is this such a human invention?
You could always put it in your mouth.
I don't want to eat it. I would rather spend it.
Is it real gold?
No, it is not. It is some sort of paint. Lead.
Just the candy then?
Oh, is it just candy?
Maybe.
Well, I'll keep it for now.
Perhaps it can be an emergency snack later on.
There's not enough of it.
Oh, then I'm unfortunately out of ideas.
Just put it right in my pocket. Piece of trash added to my inventory.
I wonder if it is going to melt.
So, I suppose the question next to answer is, do we want to go see the curator tonight? Regina Goldleaf.
Was the invitation for tonight? Was it an invitation?
Not necessarily. More of a being heard down the grapevine. Someone's interested in meeting with us. Extremely interested in meeting with us.
Well, I wouldn't be opposed.
It could be work and information. These are things we need.
Yara, make sure you bring your flute. We got a lead that this person enjoys music.
Of course, darling.
Wait, you said they enjoy music?
They enjoy flute music.
Because I have still my violin. I could bring it.
If you like.
Very well. I will prepare for a concert.
Might not hurt.
It also might. When should we leave?
I suppose now is as good as time as any. Do we want to catch
How late is it in the day at the moment? Have we just woken up?
No, you haven't just woken up. This is I believe, this would be probably about nighttime right about now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then now is as good a time as any. Do you know where to go?
I should.
All right. Let's do it.
All right.
I will tune my instrument along the way.
And I'll begin to lead everyone in the direction of Regina Goldleaf. And if I don't know which way it is, I will simply ask people.
Sure. You begin to make your way out into Egede at night. Leaving the Shield and Sword Inn, you begin to see the general activity at night. There's people in the streets. It's not a super busy place at night, but there is a little bit of activity in town. There's restaurants and things that people go to, and the general nightlife might have some music playing in the streets here and there, a few buskers and a few parlor tricks and things being shown around at night, some illusions, some Some spellcasters may be trying to make a buck here and there. But it is a fairly quiet place at night here. This isn't really it's not really a entertainment capital per se. There's some directions that you received from some of the shopkeepers and things that you met with today, showing you a general location for this mansion, the Goldleaf mansion, which is up on one of the hills in Egede. Moving along the streets, clomping through the snow, you come to this 4-story mansion. There are lights on in the windows. You can see that there is I guess there's like a stone fence cordoning off an area of a nice sized yard. And again, this is like a metropolis of a city. There's about 20,000 people here. So having a house this size is pretty impressive in a city like this. This isn't out in the country. This is like in the middle of the city. So this place, I think you would all be able to tell, is worth probably quite a bit.
As we've been making our way to the mansion, I will make sure to have the deliberate intention of walking alongside Rashtok. And as we peruse the various vendors and the various entertainment, I point them out and I explain them. I want to take this moment to help share some of the culture to Rashtok. That's a children's song. I think they are trying to make this particular mood merry and perhaps nostalgic.
The children here nocturnal. They're running in the streets at night. I've heard that is unsafe.
I suppose it depends on the children. Back in Urgir, children would run around unsupervised at all times of the day.
We did not allow our spawn to do so. Too many predators.
That makes sense. And as I link my arm with Rashtok, I'll throw my head back towards Malavik and I'll say, "What about you? Where you grew up?"
Trials. Many trials, many competitions. No time for play. I didn't really get along with others. Or others didn't really get along with me.
Oh. Is that so? I will detangle myself from Rashtok, and I bend over and I begin to scoop snow up into my hands. I form a ball. And I throw it at Maluek's chest.
I don't even move at that point. You show acts of aggression. Why?
I reach and I quickly make two, and I throw one at Rashtok. I throw one at Malavik. This is playing.
Then I will walk off away from the group and join them in a bit. Okay. And when I return, you'll see a boulder-sized ball of snow. I will lift it and toss it and throw it at Arcidia.
And she dies.
I guess you need to make an acrobatics check.
I tried to take it. I've rolled a fortitude saving throw. I take it to the chest. It does knock me over, and oof!
Good. Now for a Ross talk.
Violence. Wait, no, I might die.
So, okay.
It's all right, darling. I'll save you.
I don't know if this is to be wounding ourselves before going to the patron.
No,
Why are the children being so violent?
the snow is harmless. It's just for fun. Why don't you try throwing some?
Karun has noticed this and is violently trying to assemble something that will make it so that I can shoot a snowball from Joanna, but it keeps falling apart. I have the perfect thing.
There's some kind of like spoon and spring situation that's happening there.
But every time I shoot it, the spoon and spring keeps sticking bang, directly out of the ground. Joanna wants blood.
Realizing that a mechanism is being created for this, I try to unearth myself from this small mountain of snow on my body. I suppose, that's enough fun for now.
Oh, I've been beginning warming a ball, making it packed into ice with prestidigitation, and then hand one over to Karun. I have made an ice spell for you. Perhaps this would work.
Oh, all right. I would like to throw the ice ball in the exact same way that I throw the bombs. But as I do, I would like to just give it a little bit extra.
In what way?
Without anyone seeing, I would really like to just, because I really want mine to be the best one. I would like to just give a little.
Sure. Make a stealth check.
A stealth check.
Mm-hmm. Karun puts a rock in it.
I mean, I made it ice already.
Yeah. It's a 23.
Okay. Who are you throwing it at?
I'm throwing it in the center of this group so I can hit as many as I can with splash damage.
Oh my god!
But not the whole thing, just like a tiny little bit of it.
I mean, it doesn't even hit me, so
just a little flavor.
Splash damage does though.
Splash damage, yeah. It's for cold damage. The ice shards shoot out. like
whimsical fun.
Ow! Oh, it's so cold. It almost burns. It's so cold.
Yes, it is a frost burn.
It'll just heat my body up. Burn it.
It's a bit. One of my wounds is like reopened. That was a choice that you have made.
Okay. I think that's enough for now. Perhaps we shouldn't leave the patron waiting.
I think that's a good idea.
Crew is very pleased with herself.
I charge ahead after taking 4 damage.
Same.
So, you make your way to this mansion. What do you do?
Is there a person waiting at the gate?
There is no gate. There is a front door that is there.
I knock on the door.
You knock on the door. Takes maybe 30 seconds. And there is a peephole that is covered over by a wooden slat that is slid open. Hello. What can I do for you?
Hello. We are the Chosen? Is that what we are?
That's what they were saying is.
We are the Chosen. wishing to seek an audience with
Goldleaf. Master Goldleaf.
Master Goldleaf.
Yes, you are expected. Excuse me. The slat is slid over, and you hear locks begin to open, and then door, which is a sort of grand double door. Snow is partially cleared out of the way. Some remnants, since the door hasn't been opened in maybe a few hours. And the double doors open, and beyond you see what appears to be a butler of some kind. A man in his probably, I would imagine, mid-60s or so. Human man. He has slicked back white hair, wearing fine looking servant's clothes, blacks and grays and some whites, and he has I'd say he's probably maybe about 6'2" or so, thin and well kept. He says, "Good evening. It's a pleasure to have you."
Can I see his hands?
They are covered by white gloves.
Okay.
Is it
Go
a
ahead.
human? Sorry.
It
Is
is
it
a
a human?
Yes.
Alright, just checking.
I will drop into a very formal bow, utilizing my courtly graces.
Make a society roll.
Okay. Society 22.
Okay. He returns the bow. Pleasure.
Please let me introduce my companions, and I will sweep to the side and gesture to the others. This is Yara, Rashtok.
Yara does a. She looks at you in the way that you did your bow and tries to kind of copy it.
Hello. Yeah. And then I point to Rashtok.
Hello.
He bows to you as well.
I will make a motion where I'm kind of pointing to Malvik, but also slap his elbow down from his face. This is Malvik.
You can see his eyebrows raise a little bit. Good evening.
And then last but certainly not least, I will gesture over to Karun.
Karun looks away and holds out her hand.
He takes your hand, kisses it.
Very well.
Good evening. My name is...
I look to the hand that Malevik extends out.
I take Malefic's hand. Is this what we do?
No. Just copy.
This gentleman looks very confused for a moment, looks towards Arcelia.
I have a wide smile on my face. I am enjoying this. And I am Arcelia.
He shrugs and will kiss both Arashtok's and Malefic's hand as well.
Yes. My name is...
My name is Charles.
You got this.
Can I see if he's lying? Or feel if he's lying?
He looks very confused by what just happened. You can make a perception check.
Just felt weird.
Mm-hmm.
26.
Yeah, I think he's expecting something different, maybe, and is very confused by all of you, and you caught him a little bit off guard.
So his name is Charles.
Seems like it. There's no real reason for him to lie that you can tell. Would you be so kind as to enter?
Thank you. We would certainly enjoy the shelter from the cold. And I'll step in.
I'll follow. I'll follow with everyone else.
Walk inside, and this is probably the nicest place you've seen since probably Lippstadt, I would imagine. In terms of modern fineries and luxury. There's plush-looking furniture and well-crafted chairs. There's paintings that are in the hallway of various. I think of like there would be in this entrance hall. There would be probably like a lot of landscapes and those kinds of things. You would see like you would see a lot of different sort of settings. You'd see some landscapes from what must be from far away places and places that are local as well. It's very impressive. As soon as you walk in, it's, this place screams money to you.
Celestial paintings.
Yes, Arashtok, we will get to them.
You can also hear music sort of traveling through the various corridors. Music that you're actually familiar with. You've heard these songs before.
Not I.
Except for Malavik, yes.
Is this the music from the opera house that was haunted?
It is. Or at least that
same tune.
Yeah, that same aria.
I looked at the violin. Is it doing anything? Like it shouldn't?
You don't see a violin. It doesn't seem like the music is coming from the entry hall. It's
No. I mean my violin that came from that place.
No.
All right.
Give me a perception check, though, Karun.
I will give you a perception check. I absolutely will.
On the right side, it says perception.
There it is.
There you go.
29.
Yeah. It doesn't look like the violin is making any sort of it's not flying around or doing anything weird, but you think you can hear an echo of the music from inside the violin. It's sort of reverberating, like it's vibrating with the music.
Interesting. Good to know.
This music is the same we heard back in the opera house when we dealt with the undead and the cultists.
Interesting.
If you could please have a seat. My employer will be joining you shortly. I must let them know that you have arrived.
Thank you.
Would anyone care for a refreshment? Or anything to eat?
Yes.
Tea.
All of it.
Hungry.
I shall endeavor to ask our chefs to prepare something for you, or perhaps a snack for now. An
A
appetizer?
snack to start, yes. Thank you very much.
Me. Take full advantage of all the hospitalities.
Charles inclines his head, and
Was there anything else?
Herbal tea, please.
Tea?
Some wine, please.
I'll also have some wine. Thank you, darling.
I don't need anything.
Very
You
well.
want some of my herbal tea?
I'll look around and I will take wine as well.
Very well. Excuse me. I shall return promptly.
What's wine?
Wine is distilled from grapes or other types of fruit. It's fermented and alcoholic. So it's basically a type of...
Oxen piss.
Lizard, will you listen to this for a moment? Can you hear something out of this, like a shell, like a beach shell?
Do I hear anything out there like a beach shell?
Well, you hear echoes of the music that's playing.
Is that a natural reverberation like can happen in music and musical instruments due
It's
to
not
the
it's
concavity?
not a natural resonance. No, this is something else.
Is it something else?
How would you like to try and figure that out?
I think Arcana or Occultism, whichever one might fall under this if I'm looking for something
Okay, you choose.
not
You tell me.
natural. Yes, based on where Karun received this, I think I will look into Occultism. See if there's something otherworldly and supernatural rather than more magical.
Sure.
Do you mind? I reach out my hands.
Here.
32.
Yeah. So you remember where this song came from? The Opera House, months ago now.
I think the violin too, yes?
Yes. At the time, you associated the place, the act, and the spellcaster as being part of some sort of ritual magic that was being that was influencing this old opera house and summoning up some undead. This violin that was taken from there was part of said ritual, and it does in fact seem to be reacting to this song. Now, without the rest of the instruments, you imagine that nothing's probably going to happen.
It's an odd question, I suppose, but not listening to this violin, does it seem like the score we're listening to is missing a string instrument?
There are string instruments in this score.
Yes, but I'm more trying to listen to see if there's a part missing, like trying to rack my brain from a few minutes ago, seeing if it's maybe missing a single violin part.
You don't think so?
Okay, and just Rashtak's fear was walking in and this thing immediately setting off a ritual as it is the last piece missing of the puzzle.
At least it doesn't seem that way to you.
Okay. Karun, I do hear it. It is part of the ritual from the opera house. It is resonating with this music, though does not seem to cause any potential danger at the moment. Perhaps
I can't believe it.
patron.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say they might buy it.
Well, I was going to say I can't believe I've been walking around with a cursed violin this whole time.
You didn't know?
Well, I thought it was just a regular violin.
I mean, I figured it was a tool for the ritual. I did not realize it was the main key component.
It does explain a lot.
Yara, is the flute reacting any strange way?
Oh, good point.
Yara takes out the flute.
I can hear something. It does sound like something is coming from the flute as well.
The flute wasn't from that ritual, though. Interesting.
You received the flute from that opera house?
Yeah, the flute was part of the... It was literally in the hands of the
Yep.
main guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. It was, wasn't it?
Arashtak, do you think there could be any possible danger if the two of them play at the same time?
No, but if they are joined with the rest of the instruments, perhaps, yes. My curiosity is if they have an orchestra of some kind with this music, with all of the original music instruments, if these two were added in together, the ritual would continue. If they are not, there is no issue. Do not allow them to play with it. Karun especially, do not play it with this music running, or you may cause yourself harm.
Don't worry.
But perhaps
Won't.
we could sell one of them.
Speaking of selling, one thing to keep in mind, and I will lower my voice and move closer to my companions. The thing is, negotiation is a game. We don't want to play our hand too early, and especially with courtly folk, it is a sort of dance in a way. We don't want to go straight into business. Pleasure first. So we should indulge in some company, perhaps some stories and sharing of our tales.
Information can be currency. Perhaps not be so loose with our tales until we have the fullness of the idea. Trading information is regularly done.
That is a good point. I think we should save the paintings for after dessert or when things begin to wind down.
There are several servants that begin to make their way into the entrance hall as you are all sort of sitting about. And just to clarify again, this entry hall has it's kind of a grand foyer. There's a staircase that is sort of sweeping up the right side of the room to a second floor. And there's candelabras and things that are around. There's a large chandelier in the center up above, and there's various couches and plush chairs around. I'm not sure how many of you are sat down or what have you, but there's a coffee table area in one section, and these servants come in with various plates and drinks and begin to set them down. Or hand them to you if you're standing up or what have you.
I'll grab it. Everything that I can. Stuff my face. Drink whatever this wine is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it?
Bitter. Where's the alcohol?
It's in the wine.
Has he never had wine before?
I need more. I don't taste it.
We are going to have a passed out Malavik soon.
I've drinking.
I do not wish to share a bed with him in that situation.
What?
It seems that when everyone gets inebriated, they move to my mat.
Yeah? When has this happened?
A few times now.
Several times.
Artheria, Karun, I think once.
You animal.
That may have been drugs.
I think it was drugs.
It was both Yara and I at the same time.
That is true. I was rather warm that night compared to usual.
This is amazing. So I need to grow scales some more to be able to.
That would not necessarily increase it. It's not mating season yet, Malavik. I am not looking for that.
You had all of them in your bed and you did not mate.
Why would I do such a thing? There is a biological issue.
Don't have to
And
brag.
it is 3 or 4 months between mating seasons. I am not bragging. I am stating fact.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to be put to shame if it takes you that long.
Huh? It does not take that long. It is usually just...
And I will go off muttering, looking at my own tools of equipment, and sitting in a corner drinking more wine. 3 at once, 2 at once. It's not my season.
Malavik, please make a fortitude saving throw.
Damn, you about to get sloshed.
19.
Okay. Yep, it's starting to creep up on you.
This wine is nothing but flavored water. Don't even taste the alcohol.
Here, you should have some bread, Malavik.
Meat!
I think my
Hey!
role will have
Meat!
today.
There's clearly some like meat appetizers that are like on the coffee table.
Oh, I'm just indulging this.
I will help and like feed Malavik, putting food in his mouth for him. Here's some more. There you go. Yes. Oh, maybe a little bit of this too.
Charles makes his way towards the end of the hallway into the entrance hall. Says,
Regina, Goldleaf, to see you all.
Oh, thank you.
you see a short person, dark-skinned, white hair, fine red vestments, some warm-looking, very luxurious attire. Walk in with a glass of wine themselves.
Great picture.
Hello, all. So you are the chosen, then?
Hello. Yes.
I am Regina Goldleaf.
She's maybe 5 foot tall or so. There is this, I guess Arcelia, make a perception check for me, I think.
I'm gonna reroll that.
15, okay, being rerolled
21.
to 21. There is this quality about this person that she's maybe in her like late 60s. You can tell right away she likes the finer things from her home, from her the quality of the wine and food that you've had. But not just that, the way that she carries herself into the room. She commands people's attention. She is clearly very perceptive. She's watching all of you, and in a short period of time, she seems to be learning with a glance what to expect from each of you.
As she looks over me, I will again sweep down into a courtly bow. This sort of look is no stranger to me. I have been trained to notice this. And I do not shy my eyes away from her. I maintain eye contact even as I go into a sweeping bow.
You also get, you can also see, she has her, her fine cloak's hood up, but you can definitely see the pointed edge of what would most likely be half-elf's ears below the cloak. She says,
"Pleasure that you have all joined me this evening. Apologies for the loud music. There are several musicians that I am entertaining this evening. They are practicing, you see, an upcoming piece."
It is quite remarkable. What is the piece called?
I'm not sure. They have been traveling for some time, and they have taken it upon themselves to schedule a performance in the next week at the local music hall.
And look over to us, Celia and Karun.
Does this musician, or one of them, happen to have the name Valtaine?
No, the name is familiar, though.
Yes, we met Andre Valtaine in Lippstadt.
Did you now? Lippstadt. Ah. I believe I heard something about Valtaine. Are you sure it is from Lippstadt?
Yes? No. Did I get that city wrong?
Lippstadt is where you started, but you traveled a little bit.
It was a river city.
Yeah, it was Krakow.
Yes.
Karka. Ah, I'm so sorry, I misspoke. I meant Krakow.
Krakow, yes. Yes, Ustalov's premier musical city.
You must have a fine taste for music to be able to recognize the name. Have you been to Krakow?
I try. I have been there before.
You can see she walks in. She finds a comfy chair and sort of joins you, sitting comfortably and crossing her legs, settling down. It's probably at that point that the music just kind of like stops. You can probably hear some people speaking further down the hall in one of the other rooms. And she says,
They are probably taking a break.
Will there be vocalists, like an opera performance?
I believe that one of the singers was going to be joining them tonight, but I'm not sure.
Wouldn't perhaps be someone named Lucinda Duval?
I don't
The
think so.
famous lead soprano. Right. Just curious.
Well, what brings you to my home this evening?
I almost instinctively go to the bag of holding. And I have 15 paintings! When I remember what Celia said, this is all internal. I am screaming right now.
word has it on down the grapevine that you are an enthusiast of the fine arts, and well, perhaps we thought that we could join you for some good company, some good chat. Speaking of Karkau, and I will go on to essentially tell the story of what happened at the opera house, especially because she seems to have a familiarity with the place. And my intention here is to draw out the story in a way that is compelling. I want to get her interested in us, and I will take dramatic pauses through my storytelling.
Okay. Yeah, make a diplomacy check, I think.
30.
Yeah, Arcelia begins to tell this this tale about what transpired, and this like epic telling of this tale. Arcelia, probably gets up and moves around as they're telling the story, and it's captivating. I think it's more interesting than you all remember. This was a harrowing event for many of you. And Malavik, this is the first time you're hearing of this.
Yeah, so you see skeptical looks across my face. All the stuff that this group has been through. Wondering how they all stayed together, and then reminiscing on how my group did not.
I still sometimes think about the sounds of the skulls of the zombies crunching on the floor. Oh, it was a morbid time, but together we persevered. In fact, some of my companions have trophies, in a way, of the event. Karun, if you don't mind.
Are you referring to the violin? I have a very expensive, one-of-a-kind piece here. It is a authentic Karkau orchestra violin, and it was a part of several very important performances from several very important people, like Lucinda Duval's performance and André Valtaine's performance. Stefan Radoslav was in the same room as this violin once.
Most impressive.
Thank you.
How did
One
you
of my
come by this?
prize.
Was this your prize from this evening?
It was a gift from the orchestra.
A gift, you say?
Yes.
They gave you one of the violins from the orchestra.
That's right.
And not just that, also this flute.
She leans back. You can see her. She puts the wine glass down and she swirls it a little bit. And smells it and has another sip of wine. She's looking at the musical instruments specifically, and she says,
A very intriguing tale. I'm glad to see that you all managed to make your way safely out of it all. Chosen indeed.
Yes.
she smiles and will you can see that she is waiting for something, Arcelia. Expecting more.
And I will parry that notion by bringing up how we came about to become the Chosen here. And I will now begin telling a story of how we fought against the ooze, how a great cloud of magic came up Oh, that's for me. Okay, I was like, oh wait, do I have to roll for initiative or something? Okay, no, I begin to tell of the magic that split through Arashtak's means and how we cleaved against this creature and it split into two, and I go into the viscous, gory details of it, of this story that happened in her very home here in Egede and how he rose above it. And, that's how we came to take this title, I suppose. And, we hope to do some good and help anyone that needs it here while we are in the area.
Celia, the first world. And that could be good.
Yeah.
The paintings.
We'll get there, we'll get there.
There's probably like little scratch marks on the arms of Arashtak's chair, like where his claws are dug in, like restraining himself from blurting out, "I am painting!"
Every ounce of strength I have.
She sits there with rapt attention, but you can tell she's very restrained in her actions and her reactions to the story. And she says, "Chosen indeed."
And as I'm telling these two stories, I would like to pay particular attention to see if I can pick up any of her tells. She is reserved, but perhaps there's a sign, a way for me to tell if she is genuinely interested.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
That's a 32 crit.
That's a natural 20, yeah. Yeah. I think the tells that you get here, Arcelia, is it seems like she's heard these stories before. She doesn't seem surprised by what you're telling her.
In the sense that it's not very impressive, or she literally knows the details. She's perhaps heard of us in depth before.
Yeah, it seems like the latter.
It
seems like she knows these stories.
Mm-hmm. I look her in the eyes as I finish my story. But you know all this, don't you? I can see it in your eye. You are a cunning person. You must be well connected and have many whispering in your ear.
That I do.
She smiles broadly.
Each of you are very interesting indeed. Arcelia of the Burning Sun. Arashtak of the River Kingdoms. Karun of... Well, I wasn't able to get too much information on you.
That's fine.
Last I heard was you were making your home somewhere in Ustalav, in the Shudderwood.
Yeah.
Yara Starmore, a Duskwalker. You are particularly interesting. From Last Wall. And Malavik.
What?
You have a very interesting lineage, don't you?
Interesting, you say? It's called many things. You're the first to call it interesting.
Yes, you could say that I have my ear to the ground. Make it my business to know about interesting people. And you have left quite a story in your wake.
Just see me being very uncomfortable at this point.
Well then, perhaps we can talk some business.
I'm always ready to talk business.
I'm sure your information has some holes, and perhaps you can be enlightened, having those holes filled from the source.
I would enjoy that.
What is it that you want to know?
What is it that you offer?
I gesture to my very dynamic group of companions.
Regina looks around.
Well,
I have paintings.
I take in a small sigh, and then I gesture to Arashtak. My dear friend Arashtak has paintings from the First World.
Enchanted? Depicting history of the one who was called Kanipo the Slim. Was.
She sits back a little bit at that. Arcelia, she's very interested in these paintings.
I make a gesture with my hand for Arashtak to go on.
Yes, we were in the First World attempting to stop the elves from being killed off. All of them, I think. Kanipo wished to eradicate the elves. So we went to the First World to attempt to stop him. We then did, but also acquired historical paintings painted by an insect fellow. What was their name?
The Chronicler.
The Chronicler, yes. They were captured by this Fey leader and painted, enchanted paintings. I pull out one and show that it's animated in a way by magic. They depict its birth and life, Kanipo the Slim, and its desire for both companionship and air, and also eradication of its tormentors.
Regina makes her way to her feet, standing up, and casually walks over to inspect the painting. This painting and all of the paintings in this series are very, these are very creepy. These are very dark paintings. This is a very bleak and dark look at these events.
When Regina entered the room, was she on the arm of someone? Were they supporting her?
Her butler would have walked her in, yeah.
Okay, then as Regina stands, I will go to her side and offer my arm as she steps forward to peruse the paintings.
thank you.
Yes, of course.
She has a little set of glasses that she puts on the end of her nose. Little, like, bifocals.
Oh. Intriguing. Very dark depictions here. Very dark indeed. And you say these came from the first world?
Directly. Yes.
Oh. Oh my.
Do you only have the first painting out?
Yes, I have not taken out any but the one.
Okay. Yes. Arcelia, if you're holding her arm, you can tell she's like a little bit tensed.
All right. I'm also realizing we probably look very silly because I'm 7 foot tall and I'm bending over to offer this lady my arm.
And I'm probably taller than her as I'm like 6'10" sitting down.
Yeah. I imagine you may be like holding her elbow or something along those lines. But she is,
And how many of these do you have?
I'll glance to Arcelia.
I nod in approval to Arashtak.
15. Regaling everything up until Kanipo's death.
Death, you say?
I do believe, yes. He was indeed destroyed. The only way we could escape him.
I may be interested in purchasing these paintings. How much do you ask?
I look to Arcelia again like,
Hold on. This is Stella thinking. Arcelia would... Okay. 1,500 gold for the entire collection.
Done.
Excuse me, what did she say?
all right.
Very good. We'll have them packaged and ready for you by the morning.
I think I would prefer it if they could be ready this evening.
Oh,
Would that be arranged?
Yes.
I'll add on another 100 gold pieces.
Well, we do want to make sure that we are providing only the best quality for you. 200?
make a diplomacy check.
Okay. Yeah. 22.
I think 100 is more than fair. To have them ready for this evening.
I shrug, looking at Arcelia like...
150.
125.
Oh, my lady, you are a tough one. 125 it is.
That is what they say about me.
And I will give her arm a gentle squeeze.
Well, it's settled then. Would you care for dinner?
We must get the paintings together for you. I fear we would not have them ready in time if we stay for a meal.
I assumed as much. I offered because it is a host's duty. Well, if that is all, our business is concluded.
Very well. And I will release her and give another sweeping bow. Thank you so much for your pleasantries.
She smiles widely.
It was very nice to meet all of you.
I will gesture my companions to leave.
I leave the moment you gesture. I have no intention of staying.
Follow.
I would like to, just before we leave, can I look around and just see if there are any...
Sure, you're in the
There's a
entrance. You're in the entrance
there's-
hall. Sure.
Is there some sort of special attention being paid to tapestries of any kind?
Make a perception check.
I will make a perception check. 28.
When you say, are there any sort of special attentions?
Tapestries.
Yeah. There's tapestries here. Thick red and gold tapestries, sort of matching her clothing.
Do any of them recall the dark tapestry from Karkal?
Oh, no.
All right.
No. And just to be clear, the dark tapestry is kind of like a...
It's more of a vibe.
yes, kind of.
Right. I just wanted to know if there was depictions of any such dark and spooky tapestry anywhere.
Very pleasant landscapes. And things about this this entrance hall. It's very welcoming and like very rich and luxurious.
I don't think she's going to like these paintings in here. It doesn't seem like at all that it would fit with the decor. Anyway, that's all. Sorry. Continue.
Well, if that would be all. Charles, would you be so kind as to escort our guests out? Yes.
Charles will motion with his hands towards the entranceway in the front door.
Please, this way, if you don't mind.
Thank you. Yes, of course.
And he leads you to the front door.
Have a good night. Thank you for your help, Charles.
You are most welcome.
Once we are out in the snow and walking away, I'll turn to the party. That was an interesting person.
1,625.
They know too much.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm comfortable. The way she looked at me did not make me feel comfortable at all.
The last time we visited someone of this opulent wealth, it was to do with the dark tapestry. And, I don't know, I just have a massive feeling of remembrance of that. There's a performance, apparently.
Of the ritual song, yes.
Could be thinking in it too much. Maybe they're just a collector of very odd oddities that no one else can get their hands on.
Question: Is Egede the type of city to have building plans anywhere?
They spoke about archives when you spoke with the Committee of Moral Rectitude.
I'm genuinely curious to know how she's fitting a whole orchestra into her home. I would very much like to see a building plan of this. How about we go to the archives?
And I don't believe that's the case. It said something about a performance somewhere else, correct?
Well, they were there in
the
the house. They were practicing.
Would I know from my time through various courts that this is a normal thing? It seems like it'd be a pretty normal thing.
You can make a society roll?
21?
I don't know how much you know about that kind of stuff. I'm guessing it depends on how civilized a city is or how musically inclined it is. So I think with a 21, you're probably unsure.
It's strange. Egede is not known for harboring musical talent. It's known for being the hub of folks coming in and out of trying to deal with the world wound. So adventurers, people trying to get by, not necessarily musical talent. Do you think it's possible she was playing that on for us? Maybe there was no orchestra. Maybe something providing a facsimile of what she might have heard about us.
There were others talking in the background, for what I could hear.
You heard people?
Yes.
Was that not
Shadow.
the musicians after they finished playing?
Yes. More than likely. But it probably defeats the idea of it being just something being played. But, I mean, unless she hired orchestra people to play whatever song, whatever has some kind of memory lapse for you all, was not there.
You don't think she's going to try to use these paintings for some nefarious ritual?
They're paintings.
But they are not just paintings. They are artifacts, really.
Yes, though. If I recall, this was a long time ago, mind you, I recall I did a pretty in-depth study on these paintings and found that the magics of them was just the animation from the chronicler, nothing nefarious. If I recall from a long time ago, which I may not.
Sounds right.
I think I did do specifically a crafting arcana on it to see, and found that there was nothing special aside from the animation.
Now that we are outside of the house, can I examine the violin again to see if I can still hear the orchestra inside of it?
Sure. Make a perception check.
I will make a perception check. I perceive nothing.
15.
Where am I?
Yeah. You probably almost slip on a patch of snow, and the violin almost goes flying out of your hand.
I catch you with my big, strong arms.
It's testing you.
I'm quick like a cat.
They want them by tonight, so we have to pack them up now. Why didn't we just give it to them?
It is not proper to give gifts unwrapped, I think, yes?
Aren't they buying it?
Yes. It's a way of dressing, basically. Some things are worth a little more if you give them a little bit of love, a little bit of attention.
How do we plan on packing up these paintings?
All we have to do is just find some parchment paper and I can bundle it up. It's not that difficult.
Yes.
Well, let us get some parchment paper and put this together, even if there is something nefarious we could be paid first and then deal with it after. I think we will have to deal with it either way. Yes?
Yep.
It's a very slight dribble of drool thinking about selling these damn things.
So I will go about to try to find some butcher paper, some parchment, burlap if I need to.
Sure. Things are mostly kind of closed down for the night, but you might be able to get some from the inn. Go ahead and make like a. I'll take a society or a.
Hold on.
Diplomacy. Society or perception. I'll take.
Perception.
I can
31.
aid. Oh, never mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think you're able to probably find some at the inn without much trouble.
It's going to take a while to bundle these up. Karun, if you wanted to go check out the archives, I don't know if they'd be open, but perhaps as good as time as any. Get more information before we go back.
I will go to the archives. I would like to see the building plans for this manor. And perhaps the venue as well. The music hall.
I can leave you the paintings. I can join you, Karun. I'm curious of the archives as well.
Good.
All
Me and
right.
Illicit will go to the archives.
I take out all of the 15 paintings, arrange them in the order that they were on the wall, and nod.
Malavik, why don't you go with them just in case there's any trouble? I'll just be in the room and I'll wait here for you.
You and Yara to go. Yes, that would be safe.
All right.
Where are you recommending Yara go?
Yara can help me.
Okay. Yara will stay behind with Arcelia.
Celia,
Yes.
leave your armor on.
All right. I will.
So, Malvik, Orashtak, and Karun, you venture out to find the archives. Now, you've done some shopping. You were probably directed to various points of interest throughout the city as you were doing shopping and whatnot. So it's not too hard to find the archives. It's just a matter of asking maybe a few people on the street to point it out and get the general direction, etc. You've only been here for a couple days, so it's probably not the city's like laid out super easy for you to remember or anything. It'd probably take you a little while to memorize, but without too much trouble, you are.
I can make it very easy to find it. I have the ability to guide us by the stars, and I can roll with advantage. Or just a note that I'll probably find it quickly.
Okay.
Also, I have eyes of the city. I'm not sure if this helps me in this situation.
If you're trying to track down a target, yeah.
My target is the building plans for this place.
Say track creatures specifically.
Yeah, it's creatures.
Oh,
Is it a
all right,
living
all right.
archive? This is kind of scary now.
So it's an archive building. I imagine probably located near the city, like the city hall, which is where the delegate would be here in town. I mean, it looks kind of closed. There's no candlelight that seems to be on inside.
What do we do?
Knock? Perhaps
What?
they have a night attendant. Sometimes archives are open late.
Yeah,
It's just-
I will knock. Bong.
It takes like a few minutes of knocking.
Mhm.
Eventually, Somebody slides open the peephole.
What do you want?
Hello. My name is Karun. I'm here with my associate, Lizard, and we are the chosen ones. I have a question for you.
Chosen?
Not sure if you've heard of our exploits. The rest of this town seems to have.
Oh,
From Gar.
right. I heard of you. What do you wish?
I'm sorry to disturb you at this late hour, but we have a rather important quest to find some building plans. It's not something you would be able to assist with, is it?
Please make a diplomacy check.
Is it possible to make a society check? Is this like a nice place?
I think I will take a society roll in this case.
All right. 27.
This is more of you navigating through red tape.
Karun, the one who asks for the manager at every turn, is an expert at red tape.
You're like excited if there's forms to fill out.
I will sign whatever I need in triplicate.
Well, it's not exactly normal for anyone to come by this late to look at building plans. You see?
I understand it is an odd request, but it is of utmost importance. The consequences of it could be dire.
See, like, fingers just unfurling and, like, just sort of resting on the edge of the peephole.
Oh, excuse me.
Not
Excuse me.
normal at all.
I'll push through Karun and
Yes?
Orashtok and take the rest of the bread that I took from the mansion and put it in his hand. There you go.
What's this then?
What you asking for? I get it. All right, let's go.
Immediately drops the bread. Not bread.
That bread was made with Goldleaf.
What?
Made at the Goldleaf mansion.
Goldleaf? What does that have to...
Look, here's a gold. Is this enough for you?
You know, these locks, they don't really open very easily.
Very well. I will give you 2 gold, and I will pull the chocolate gold out of my pocket.
What?
The chocolate gold from the beginning of the episode.
Okay. Try and, let's see.
Here is a gold, and here is an extra something for my special man.
I think this is going to be a deception.
I will re-roll that.
13.
I will use a hero point.
Okay.
21?
Uh-huh. It's like a little warm, you know? Like you put it in his hand, like hoping like it's dark. He's not going to notice there's like a little bit of
body
chocolate.
heat is a lot less than the others' body heat.
Whatever, whatever works for any situation, right? It's probably like leaking just like a little bit, but it's dark out. He's probably not going to notice.
Oh, gold.
It takes it, puts it in his pocket.
Yeah, all right.
He opens up some locks.
Yes.
All right, make it quick then. 5
Very
minutes.
well, thank you. Thank you.
I'll walk past and whisper, should have took the bread.
The records department is where?
Records. What
The
exactly is it that
building.
you're seeking?
We're looking for the building plans for the manor and for the music hall.
For the manor? You mean
The man. What is it called again? The manor.
Goldleaf
The Goldleaf Manor
mansion.
and the associated music hall.
building plans upstairs and to the left?
Very well. I am off like a shot. Like an arrow bolt fired from the fiery flames of Joanna, I ascend the stairs.
I assume you're saying this out loud.
Possibly. Malefic.
Well.
Come here.
What?
Do not touch anything, please.
Why would I touch anything? Why would I touch anything?
Because every time we enter a store, you touch things and cause problems. Do you wish for me to have Arcelia join us to fix it?
No.
Do not touch anything, please.
There's nothing here of interest, and I'll just walk around and start looking and scoffing at it. I'd be like,
I am watching Malefic like a lizard who is looking for prey, but does not want to eat right now because they are not hungry, but are still watching.
Yeah, so the way that this place is laid out is essentially like bookcases, but instead of books, they're like scroll cases, right? So there's boxes that are maybe like 5 inches by 5 inches, and like a whole like bookcase filled with those. And there's some scrolls that are simply parchment that's rolled up. Some are in scroll holders inside these compartments.
We call them scrollers.
Sure. And and there's like a big flat wooden table kind of in the middle with various paperweights on it that you imagine like people will use to pull out the scroll, plop it on the table, put the paperweights down to look at whatever it is that you're trying to look at. All right. I would like some checks, please. Let's see here.
Very well.
I will take probably I will take society. I will take perception and crafting. Depending
From
on,
everyone?
No, you get to choose.
Ah. Well, I will absolutely be doing the crafting.
Okay.
That is a 28.
Okay, and then we need one person to make a society check and one person to make a perception check.
I can do society. 25.
Okay.
24.
Okay. So, Arashtak, you think you spy where the different sections are kind of located, like trying to find maybe like homes. There's some that are like municipal buildings. There's some that are like they're in various categories, and you are directing to find the appropriate ones. Once pointed out, Malavik, you're able to like quickly look through each of these scrolls to find the right one. You help Karun locate the Goldleaf manor, and Arashtak, you also point out the local music hall. Quickly grabbing these 2 scrolls, you lay them out. Which one first?
Nope.
This is the right one.
Yes, you do not touch it. Karun, please. Do you wish for the banner or the music hall first?
The manor.
I take it and lay it out and put the paperweights down.
Right. I immediately just begin sketching the design into my notebooks.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, yes?
It's a blueprint.
Yes.
You got 5 minutes.
I'm only doing bare broad strokes here.
Okay.
Is there some sort of level to this, a darker underlevel perhaps, or some kind of focal point for arcane technology?
Here's what you find, Karun, with a 28 in your crafting. The blueprints don't make sense.
Interesting.
Yeah, they don't make sense. The measurements don't add up. You notice that there are definitely, if these blueprints are all that is there, then it appears that there must definitely be some other rooms in this home that are not in these blueprints.
Lizard, is there any kind of enchantment upon these papers to conceal the information on them? Because they do not make sense.
I begin to do a focused detect magic, trying to ignore other magic items and just see if this scroll is magical.
Yeah, no magic.
No magic. I move and do, while I'm already in the process of this, the music hall scroll before it's unfurled.
I will bet anything that the other scroll is this way as well.
No
Yes,
magic.
and neither of them are magical, though.
So
Make
someone has
note.
been committing fraud.
Mate.
Here's what you do recognize from the music hall. It is very much similar to the opera house that you ran into in Karkow.
See. Interesting. Is there an architect on the draft?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is the architect's name?
It is Lysander Nightingale.
Lysander Nightingale.
Are they the same architect for each building? The music hall and the manor?
No. The architect for the manor is Aria Riversong.
What is the date on these drawings? These drafts?
They don't seem to have any correlation. The date on the music hall.
How long ago? Is it long ago so that we couldn't ask these architects anything more?
Right. If they were human, no.
Do I recognize any of these names as being elven? No?
No.
Ugh. Alright. I think these architectural drawings are obviously faked. They don't make sense. Can I discern where any possible secret entrance or chamber might be?
Yeah,
From-
you would be able to figure out like roughly where it would be.
Alright.
I don't think you have any idea like how
What would be there?
Yeah, what would be there or how to get in there or anything.
I see. Alright. Well, I sketched that into my book and I rolled them back up. I don't see anything else we can do.
Yes, and the orchestra hall is near identical. The one in Karkow.
It's strange that they wrote two different architects on here.
There could be two different architects, Karun.
Yes, but if they are so similar, then...
No, we don't have the original architecture.
Oh, I see.
Yes, the orchestral halls are very similar. They might be the same for here and there.
Knowing what I know now about the secret potential of secret chambers in the music hall, perhaps we should...
In the manor, not in the music hall.
Not in the music hall.
Correct.
All right. And there is nothing about the music hall that is strange? It looks just like a normal music hall, just exactly like the other one?
The thing that stands out to you with that is that it's very similar to the other one.
Very well. All right. Well, if I recall, the old music hall was extremely old. It was dilapidated, in fact, was it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is this one equally dilapidated?
Roll me a flat d20.
I will roll you a d20. 6.
No. You've seen it in town. just at a glance, it looked like a regular building from what you could tell. Like, I mean, you didn't really pay any special attention to it.
All right. Well, perhaps we've learned all we can from here.
All right, 5 minutes is up.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your willingness to provide us with information.
You can see that this person is gnawing on the bread that fell in the snow, like out.
Do you wish for us to put these back where they were exactly, or would you like to do that?
Yes.
I do not know. All right.
Exactly where you found them, please.
I proceed to do so. Let us return to the inn then.
Very well. Have a pleasant day, chosen one.
Yeah, well, human.
There are hidden rooms. You are right, Karun.
There are hidden rooms, potentially, but we don't know how to get into them. We only have a vague idea of where they are, and it doesn't seem as though there are any hidden rooms in the orchestra, music hall. Or sort of, is everything all right?
I believe so.
Malefic,
But
was that you?
no.
Listen,
No.
I'm looking at the bottom of my shoes. Perhaps I've stepped on a small creature.
I'd
Anyway,
like to say before we go any further with all this investigation that we mind our own business. We are not here to solve everyone's problems. We have a bigger matter to attend to, yes?
Correct.
it's a good
But
point.
money does allow us to continue our mission. We have been
Yes.
broke. We have
I
not
agree
had
with
any
selling the
goods.
paintings,
Yes.
but I mean, disrespecting the mansion itself by going around looking for hidden doors, where something of that manner, that big, that large, would more than likely have its own secrets, hidden doors anyway.
If I recall, the ritual which took place in the music hall took place on the main stage.
Yes.
But there was some kind of artifact there, was there not? Some kind of obstruction of some kind?
I believe it was the ritual circle they had with the flute being played in it.
There was no big rock. Am I remembering this wrong? I could have sworn there was some kind of large rock. No?
No, it was-
I
it was-
invented the rock.
That
It was
is
me.
all right.
Never
Yes, no,
mind.
the catalyst was the flute during
All right.
the performance and ritual. They had summoners on the balconies as well, but that was not part of the ritual so much as an effect.
Let's head back to the inn, but we'll take the long way and just walk by the music hall to see the outside of it.
I do think, though, Malefic, the moment we sell these paintings or attempt to, something may happen. Knowing where there are secret rooms, we far too often have been stuck in buildings without knowledge of how to get out optionally.
Fine. Let's get back to Arcelia and Yara and you guys discuss what we found. And go from there.
So we walk by the music hall. Is there anything different about it? Anything that stands out?
Make a perception check.
I will make a 26.
I mean, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for anything out of the ordinary. Is there a loading dock with people on it, perhaps, or some kind of late night spooky construction crew, or
It looks
hooded
like
figures going in and out, or
no. There's probably some like the equivalent of a medieval marquee that's probably, empty at the moment. Nothing really jumps out at you. Looks like a music hall.
There's no one working like a ticket booth or anything.
Nope.
All right. Back to the inn, I guess.
Yes.
Taking the long way back to the inn, you return to find Arcelia and Yara have mostly packed everything up, ready to go on the painting.
Oh, good timing. We're just finishing up the last one now.
We have some things to report. It appears that there are some unaccounted for spaces in the manor, which do not appear on the architectural drafts. Also, the music hall is almost identical to the one in Krakow.
That is strange. However, I don't think it's unusual for mansions to have secret passages. That tends to be something that anyone that can design their own home might consider, especially...
Oh yes, of course. Perhaps old Lady Goldleaf has a slide to go down from one room to another.
Why would they have a slide?
Perhaps a ball pit.
I feel she may be too frail for that.
I think that looks can be deceiving, that's for sure. Regina Goldleaf is a very, very cunning person. I think that we should be careful around her. There are layers and depths to her in which we can only glean the surface of.
Should we attempt the sail outside her manor then? Not be locked in without potential payment and attack if you are that worrisome?
I think that we should try to at least be good company. Worst comes to shove, we can break the front door down.
Then you could touch. Pointing at Malefic.
No. Of course.
It is so odd that there is so much of this woman's life revolving around the arcane and magic, yet they go through the trouble of forging fake spaces in the drafting of the architectural plans.
I don't know
Perhaps
if we know that their life is anything to do with the arcane.
Well, they're purchasing magical paintings for an absurd amount of money. They are interested in the magical flute and the curse upon my violin.
People pay obscene amounts of money for paintings.
Yes.
I cannot help but feel at odds with this.
No, I think you are right, Karun. Master Goldleaf, she knew exactly where we were from, who we were, but seemed vague on some of the names we threw out who should have been famous. How did she not know who those were exactly?
That was a little strange.
What is in the spaces in between the walls?
And the piece being played, that was the ritual song, and being performed at an identical orchestral hall, and she is patronizing them. There are too many coincidences, I think.
Well, we were told that from a third party that she is an enthusiast. And, there's no telling how creative someone might be with enough money and time.
And true, but enthusiasts, the cultists in that ritual were very enthusiastic as well.
Creativity, too, can be wielded for very nefarious purposes.
I have seen the skin-flaying machine Karun made, for instance.
Well, that's different.
Is it?
Anyway, the point of it is that I don't believe we should trust Lady Goldleaf.
No, we don't need to trust her. We just need her money.
Ah,
Well, we do need to trust her if we go into her potentially quite booby-trapped home.
Why don't we try what the watchdog have said and try to make the exchange outside the home? What's the important thing is we get rid of these paintings and get the money. Whatever they do with the paintings after that is their calling.
Well, the benefit of doing it in her home is that we aren't doing it out on the street where everyone can see it happening.
Let's
Good
go
point.
to the home. Let's go to the home, but be prepared for something terrible to happen.
Do you have bombs?
Of course I have bombs.
Do you have extra bombs?
Of course I have extra bombs. I have all kinds of bombs now. Terrible bombs. But I feel kind of bad.
Well, then there's nothing to be afraid of. We're ready. We can handle this. Rashok, do you want Yara to look at your bandages?
no.
Are you sure?
Yes. I mentioned before they are a reminder. Tomorrow will be fine.
All right.
Karun,
Yes.
the innkeeper you breed with,
What?
if you let them know that we return tonight, if we do not, it will be traced back. We could inform them that we are expected back at the inn at a certain time. Cause them doubts if they
I will
wish
go
for issues.
inform Harley, but I have never bred with him.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Oh.
What?
I just remembered something.
Here I go away to talk to Harley.
No, wait.
Oh, yes.
We agreed with Sakawachi. We sent a letter to Sakawachi that we're going to meet with them tonight.
Oh,
Did we set a
gave no-
time?
We did not set a time to either appointments. We could speak with Sakuachi first,
I think we should,
in case we are detained.
in case they want to say something to us.
who?
The
The
humans,
astronomer.
human companions.
The humans. Yes, the humans, of course.
Yes.
I will go talk to Harley.
All right.
Did they not bleed?
I wasn't there.
Not either. That is why I ask.
I
Is the
smile
one
at
that
the
knows.
ceiling and then send the visual image to Malavik
Not
again.
again. Wouldn't call that breeding. It was more of a acrobatics. Okay. Can we go? Can we do something else other than that?
Yes. Their room's right over here. And I will knock on Sakawachi's door.
Denigi opens the door. You can see her profile through the crack of the door.
Hello?
Hello. Did you receive our letter?
Yes. You wish to speak now?
If that's all right with you, we do plan on going out into town for some business. We might not be back.
Saku? Let them in.
Door opens.
I will step inside.
I'm going to stay out while they speak inside, because still don't like the fact the way that Sakawachi looked at us, and especially me, so I'm going to wait for them on the outside or of the room, I should say.
Okay. So Enuma, Ulikuk, Denigi, and Sakawachi are kind of just like probably having some food and drink. They're probably look like they're getting ready for bed as well. It is getting late. It's probably about like 10 p.m. maybe. So it's late for medieval folk who usually like get up with the sun and have their day that way. You sit down and Sakawashi says, "So,
Hey, how have you been finding Egede?
It is an interesting place. There are many buildings, many people, and it is strange. These people have been hurt by the scar. It has scarred them.
Yes. We have also met various people and spoken with them. The event, its wounds run very deep. So, we just came in to check in on you, and honestly, we're worried.
they all share a look.
Yes. What are you worried about?
Worried for you, worried for your companions, and honestly worried for the path ahead. We wish to help provide you safety wherever we can. We have so many questions unanswered, and honestly, I think we are stronger together.
Our paths are connected. This I feel deep in my heart. The stars have told me as much. But there are troubling signs that we have seen, that I have seen.
It makes sense. These are troubling times. What have you seen, Sakawachi?
Please make a diplomacy check for me.
27?
These visions that we have shared, they are not simply without purpose. They seem to be remnants of memories, and I worry for what I have seen. There are
You can see Enuma sort of put a hand on Sakawachi's shoulder.
There are things in these visions that tell me that you and the rest of your friends may have done something truly terrible. I am worried that even though our paths move together, they are cursed. They are filled with death. I think that maybe you have done something for this creature that we all fear. And I am worried it may happen again. I know nothing more than that, but I have come to learn to trust my visions.
Celia and Sakawachi, did not your visions tell you to work with us? That is why you waited? Was it not? Do you no longer trust that one?
I must admit, I am torn. You are correct. That is why we have met in the first place. And these visions tell me to move through Sarkoris, as dangerous as it may be. So now I am left with a decision. I am conflicted. On one hand, my visions have shown me what I believe to be part of your past. And on the other, I am being urged to move forward. We have talked amongst ourselves, and we would like to continue traveling together. But I am worried.
We are worried too. And if it's okay with you, Arashtak, I'll gesture to the mark on my neck while I look at you. Once you give me a nod, I will reveal the bandage on Arashtak's neck. We have tried to do investigating on our own. We do not like what is happening. We do not like these dark visions, losing time, losing control. The idea of us not being ourselves, that is unsettling. We hope that we have proven to be good people in your company, and we wish to continue to do so. Here, we have tried to discern the manner of these marks on us. And whatever this magic is, whatever this thing is that binds us together, you and I, Sakawachi, it does not wish to be undone. The removal was unsuccessful.
I see.
But what can we do in the face of trouble but to meet it head on? If choice is taken from you, do you just simply let it be? Or do you fight for the freedom? We wish to fight for that freedom with you. Perhaps it's our past that's been imprisoned. These fragments, memories that have been broken. They deserve to be free. And I do not think that freedom will be found by simply walking away.
Many of your words have been spoken by my companions as well. We will continue our journey together. If you agree.
I believe it's the interest of all of us that we go with you.
I agree as well. Sakawachi, I would wish to give you advice for your visions if you are willing to hear it as a suggestion.
What is your advice?
Do not trust them implicitly anymore.
Why?
I look to Arcelia and look at the symbol for approval.
I nod to you.
There is influence from the whale here. I have been working to see what it could be. The oils in the air ingested are a hallucinogen, seemingly from the whale. When I had the enchanted food, that recipe to retrieve memories, if you recall, I was able to remember, partly while I was inside the gate. The whale called from it. I fear that some of what we see is from the whale. There may be influence over you that you do not realize, as was over us. I am not saying the visions are not true from what you've seen, but study them. See if there are differences and conflicts like what I noted before. You were told to follow us, but now you are also being told we are not to be trusted and that we will cause problems. Why would you follow that? I'm not dictating for you, but take caution. It is more here than I think we realize. That is so.
Very well. We have secured a caravan that can leave in the next day or two. Is that acceptable?
Yes, we have some unfinished business to go about, selling and offloading some wares that we've collected. But I imagine We'll probably be ready tomorrow evening,
Perhaps.
perhaps.
The caravan will be taking us to Kenabres. It is on the border of Sarkoris, along the river.
Are there any particular preparations that you'd like us to make?
Any supplies, camping and such that you might need? We will secure our own.
All right. We should be able to get most of that tomorrow when the shop's open.
Other than that, I cannot think of anything else.
All right. Sakawachi, if it's okay, I have something for you. And I'll reach into my pocket and I'll pull out a small bracelet. It's visibly handmade and it's got a manner of baubles on it. Clearly scavenged and collected from different sources of different colors. And I present it to her.
What is this?
A gift. I thought the different beads and colors reminded me of the different places that we've been. I know you weren't there with us through them, but I feel like you are very much a part of it. Our journey and the things we went through, they are our connection. And I just wanted you to feel like you were a part of it too.
That is very kind. Thank you.
Well, if you need anything, just leave us a letter and we'll get to it in the morning.
I do not have anything to give to you in exchange.
That's not... You don't need to give me anything. It was not given with expectation of anything in return. I was just thinking about you.
Thank you.
Rashtak, anything else that you need?
No. If you still wish for the memory, retrieving, I suppose, the food, I am willing to give it to you still. But I also understand if you do not wish for it.
Perhaps later.
Just ask. I have a dose prepared for you still, should you wish.
Thank you.
We shall make our leave.
Yes.
Good night.
Rest as much as you can.
We will try.
Good night.
I will step out into the hallway and close the door behind Rashtak.
There's some strange noises coming from downstairs.
Malavik, do you know what that is?
I don't think I want to know. Someone's being killed, hurt.
We should go help them.
It's always something.
I begin to run down the stairs.
I walk.
Karun, what did they see?
Karun is walking out of the kitchen, kind of wobbling a little bit. Hello?
Have you informed the innkeeper that you breed with?
I've not... He is informed.
Ah,
Oh, I see. Now,
ah, ah, was there a joke?
I opened the front door and step outside.
Sure thing.
So no, you were not breeding, Karun?
No. No.
Huh? Okay. And I walk out the door.
I just don't say anything and I just walk out and shake my head.
Yep. You walk
Join
outside.
everyone else.
Curran, do you follow?
Yeah, just bye, Harley. I go.
Sure thing. You join the rest of the group. It's quiet, obviously, like in the inn, like dinner time has long passed, so there's not really many people around. It's generally a bit quieter out. It's past like 10 p.m. Most people have called it a night in town. What do you do?
Go straight to the mansion, I think.
I have a question for all of us regarding this. The exchange with Sakuachi. Do we really wish to travel with them?
I do not mind not traveling with them. It's just more we have to look after. But maybe we should.
I think we should sleep on it. Maybe talk about it first thing in the morning.
I have spoken how I feel about traveling companions, and that I have chosen you all, yes. I chose you because there is mutual trust. There is none with them. That is a danger. There we go. We cannot expect them to have our backs if Sakuachi has a vision, whether or not it is true. They may abandon us when we need that support, which we have given them. And they seem to have not factored that in, or perhaps that is why they are willing that little bit. But that is a danger that I do not necessarily wish to be in. Having to watch both our front and our back at all times is strategically unsound.
That's a fair point.
You're not wrong.
I
Let's
hear
start.
you.
Let's get these paintings up there and then we can all come to a conclusion.
I am alright with that. I just want us to be safe and not suffer a betrayal.
Understood.
One thing at a time. We might end up being locked in a basement or a hidden wall for 3 days and might miss it entirely. So,
Yes. This is true.
So, you venture back to the Goldleaf mansion. And you approach the door.
do we still hear music?
No.
Is it mostly visually unchanged?
Yeah, there's a few lights on, and like candlelight flickering in the windows.
I knock on the door.
It's open pretty quickly, like after like the fourth knock.
Hello.
Hello?
Please. You are welcome inside.
I will step in.
I'll follow.
Charles leads you back to the entrance hall and then says,
Regina is in study.
please, this way, and begins to proceed down the hallway connected to the entrance hall. As you continue down the hallway, you can see many more beautiful paintings hung up on the wall. There are various rooms with doors closed on the hall as you continue walking down. Fine candelabras and such are lit, and you come across another larger room, which you can see had a variety of chairs sort of lined up in a semicircle pattern. There's evidence of like some musical instruments and things that were left there, as well as probably some various components for maintenance for musical instruments. Like there's some rosin for some bows and things like that are around.
This way, please.
You make your way through this room, and I will take a perception check from somebody.
It should not be me.
I'll use my plus 12.
Yes, please.
I'm going to re-roll that. Oh, no. That's a 14.
Okay. Sure enough.
Statistically unsound. Damn.
There's large like portraiture in this room, in this music room. You can see there's a large portrait of Regina that's up here. There's several other portraiture, people that look like Regina, that have similar facial features and such. You can see what must be like a family portrait from when Regina was younger. And there's evidence here of like maybe a few generations of the family starting from like humble beginnings and sort of like making their way up in the world, you know? Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary as you make your way through here. You walk down another sort of hallway. Lots of really good smells in here too. There's like some perfumes and probably like remnants of like dinner smells that are still making their way through the house. You can smell some like grilled meat and such. And you make your way into what appears to be a large study. There's one wall that is kind of like like a bookcase wall and very high ceilings in here. There's a chandelier that's unlit and several candelabras that are lit around the walls of the rooms. There is like a very posh looking desk and like office chair that are here. Regina is seated in the office chair. There is also like a large couch, very luxurious looking, and a coffee table. And you can see that there's a lot of books and things that have kind of been placed on a few of the different surfaces that are out and about. And they're just kind of like piled up into small stacks, maybe like 3 to 5 books high. There are very thick-looking carpets on hard wood here, and you have a very nice view of Egede from out of the windows, which are, again, very like tall windows with beautiful cloth like window furnishings around them. Regina has a small, I guess it'd just be a small candelabra on the desk that she's using to write some things out on the desk with.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we being watched by the butler, or are we under scrutiny of any kind?
The butler would be at the entrance to the room.
All right. Is it possible for me to use quick alchemy in this situation?
I suppose that depends on what you're doing.
I would like to create a lesser eagle eye elixir.
Okay. Make a stealth check for me. I assume you're trying to go unnoticed when you do this.
Yes.
Okay.
30.
No problem. You
All
like
right.
probably had it like tucked up like in your sleeve,
Yeah.
and it slides down in your hand, and like you just casually tip it back without much head movement.
I also have powerful alchemy, where alchemical items you create on the fly are particularly potent. When you use this quick alchemy to create an infused alchemical item that allows for saving throw, you can change its DC to your class DC. Does that allow this finding of secret doors to go to my class DC instead?
Good question. That is such a crazy feat. That allows a saving throw. So
I think
this isn't a saving throw.
Ah, I see.
So no.
Ah.
But that is pretty crazy. You can definitely use that. I mean, I feel like this is a good idea. I think this is more appropriate versus like bosses and stuff like that. Like if something has like a really hard DC,
definitely.
you can use that.
Definitely. All right. I will take the eagle eye elixir, and may I conduct a perception check?
Absolutely.
I perceive 19
Okay.
plus 2.
Plus 2 when you're looking to find secret doors and traps. Yeah. You're taking a casual glance around the room here. If there are secret doors, nothing is like immediately jumping out at you. You probably have to like take a little time to like, try and futz around with some stuff in the room to see if something might open up. But just looking for like little gaps in the walls or anything like that, nothing cursory jumps out at you.
My pupils are as black as my sclera, but they have dilated, and if anyone could see the edge of my pupils, they would see that they are huge.
Okay.
That's all. And I have a big smile.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Regina says, doesn't really take notice off of what they're working on for a moment, as you're all sort of directed, I guess, to sit in the room or what have you, by Charles. And they finish something up. They're writing. Put pen back in an inkwell and stand up from the chair.
Excuse me, I'm terribly sorry. I had to finish something up. Well, do you have the paintings for me?
Yes, already a package titled, ready for you to hang up to your desire.
Excellent. Charles, if you'd be so kind as to look them over.
Do you have a table for viewing? We can put them down in order for you.
Yes, right here would be fine.
All right. Rashok, why don't you go ahead and do that while I settle payment?
Yes. I begin to very slowly take them out one by one as Celia had mentioned, payment. So it's just gingerly one. Looking to Arcelia like...
Regimina's just watching you take the paintings out. Charles is slowly looking them over one at a time. Mm-hmm.
And I'm continuing, yes.
Yeah.
Until all 15 are out.
Yeah. Rashtak's like,
Is this actually happening?
uh-huh.
Is it my time?
You take all the paintings out. Charles sort of looks them over and nods to Regina.
Excellent.
And 15.
Charles, if you'd be so kind as to pay them.
Yes. He takes out a coin purse and a small chest and pushes it over to you.
All right. I will open the chest.
Yep. It's full of coins.
I will try to estimate how many coins there are in there.
Sure. Yeah, it looks like it's probably about like 1,500 gold worth. So it's, there's platinum pieces, there's some gold pieces, various denominations.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And then the coin purse probably has 125 gold pieces in it.
Mm-hmm. I'll go and give that a look over in the coin pouch, and then I will gesture to the chest for Malavik.
I'll pick it up and store it. Is that what you wanted me to do?
It's heavy, and you have big muscle, so it's your problem.
Bag of holding near you.
I'll pick it up and then look down at the Rostok and look, and I'm like, is that a smile? And then I'll place it in the bag.
There's this horrific vision, like the camera just sees like a Rostok smile, and it's just saw teeth, just like super close up.
Yeah, as I put it in the bag, I'm looking dead in his eyes, like he's gonna do something. So I'll slowly put it in the bag and then walk and then back up.
Sure.
I'll take 1 gold out of the coin pouch and just kind of like play with it to make sure it's not chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Make a perception check.
Really? I have to roll for that? 14.
Could be chocolate.
Damn. I give it to Karun.
Karun also puts the coin in her mouth.
I did not put it in the mouth.
Yep.
Nope.
That was not.
Oh, I thought you said you put it in your mouth. I thought you said sit down on it.
Nope. Nope. Just my hands.
Karun also eats the penny.
Yeah. Oh, that tastes horrible. That's not chocolate.
All right. Very good. Does it taste like gold?
Have you tasted gold before?
Can I leave little imprints with my teeth is?
Sure.
All right. It seems like it could be gold. It's either gold or lead.
Are the paintings to your pleasure?
Charles sort of nods to Regina. Regina then walks over to the paintings.
Oh, yes. Yes, these will do fine.
What do you intend to do with them?
Well, to hang them up, of course. That's what you do with paintings.
It's true.
They really tie the room together.
I think so, too. Now, if that is all, it is rather late.
Yes, we should leave.
Yes. This has been pleasant. Thank you, Master Goldleaf.
And thank you so much for your hospitality. The food, the wine, exquisite. And your company. I'll try to take her hand and give it a kiss. if she allows
She'll
it.
allow it, yeah.
Yeah, a kiss
You are
and your
most
courtly
kind.
graces. It is not often in my travels that I've met one of your bearing. I'm definitely flirting with her,
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
way.
And she says,
And you as well.
and she sort of like will pat your hand a little bit, and she says,
I think I could use a good night's sleep.
Sweet dreams.
Yes. You as well.
Shall we?
Good night.
Right.
Good night. And we leave.
Charles, if you'd be so kind as to walk them out.
of course. Charles begins to escort you out, same way you came in.
As we are walking out, is it possible for me to just take up the back, take up the rear, and have a little peek?
Sure. You can make another perception check if you'd like.
It's a 12, 14 to find any super secret passageways. I perceive nothing.
I think also, like, Charles is leading the way, right? If you glance back at Karun is like head on a swivel, like looking up and down, like so obvious. Like as soon as no one is looking, like Karun is like freaking looking everywhere. It's so blatant that she's like, "What the hell is going on?"
And the pupils are huge.
Yep. You don't notice anything, Karun.
I know.
Charles escorts you out.
I was going to ask, if possible, if it's too late, it's fine. I did want to glance over at the orchestra room they had set up, if we pass by it on the way out.
Sure. It's not like an orchestra room per se. I mean, when you guys went through it, it was probably just like a the room probably just has like good acoustics or something, you know, like
a foyer or something.
Yeah. It's just one of those larger rooms that just probably has a good sound quality to it.
Yes.
So it might be like a foyer or a dining room or something like that.
All right.
But yeah, what are you looking for?
I was wanting to see if anything of the occult might have been left behind. Like if they were indeed using it for another ritual, if someone forgot something behind.
Okay. It's still a perception check.
That is fine. This is a +1 due to my special goggles, as it is a sight-based perception, yes?
Okay.
I'm going to re-roll that, as we seem to love 14s and 12s. 28.
Okay. As you look to see what might have been left or what have you, there's again, as I said, there's some like instrument cases. Some instruments have been left behind, and what have you. There is a what appears to be like a song list. You know how like there's a set list or whatever when you go to like a musical show or what have you. There's a song list probably that's just been left on one of the tables. You immediately recognize that these are the same songs that were set to be played in the music hall back in Krakow.
I keep this to myself.
Okay. Otherwise, Charles escorts you out. You're not doing anything else.
I step outside.
Mm-hmm.
And good night to all of you. May your travels be safe, wherever they may take you.
Thank you. Perhaps someday in the future we might do business again.
I look forward to it, and I'm sure Madame Goldleaf does as well. Good night.
I feel like I can breathe again.
I didn't see any hidden traps, doors, or small creatures, or
I know why you haven't,
other
Karun.
ends. I didn't see anything.
It's really hard to understand.
Definitely didn't see anything at all. I begin walking stiffly away. Definitely
Alright.
nothing sane over there.
I follow.
I'm wildly obvious. I have no ability to do tact.
Yeah, I go with the lizard.
Walking toward the orchestral hall is the direction I'm taking back.
So did you see something, lizard?
Yes, I did. I'm glad you picked up on it.
Oh, you were very smooth. I almost
You're very good.
to tell.
It's the same musical list as in Karkau.
Oh,
Exactly the same.
interesting.
That is more than
Weird.
interesting.
It's weird.
I would, well, not this money and gold we got, but I would put some imaginary money down on the fact that they will do this ritual during the concert. Might I take care of the problem?
Yes. How?
I have a monitor poke its head out from my robes. I can have a monitor burn down the orchestral hall. If it is burnt down, there will be no problem.
What's the sound? You are hearing this sound, yes?
Yes, this is a monitor. My darling familiar.
Oh, it's so much larger than the last time I saw it. Has it been feeding?
Well, it does not need sustenance, just my magic. But this is about the size it will stay. I do feed it, though, still. It does not need it, but it likes it.
I see. Does it like chocolate?
I do not know.
Psst, 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 psst. Psst, 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 psst. I have little bit of melted chocolate on my fingers. Psst, 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 psst.
I can give it to it if you wish,
No,
I
it's-
suppose.
Never mind, it's all right.
But yes, would you like me to have a monitor burn the building down?
I don't think it's a great idea.
Is it
In
a
this,
good one?
it could be a good one, but it could also be a very dangerous one. Fires in cities can be quite ruthless. They can spread uncontrolled, and it could cause great harm. Plus, that would be making a move with a lot of assumptions in mind. We don't really have any hard evidence.
Are any of you able to create a snare by any chance?
I could make one, yes.
Well, what about this? I rummage through my alchemist pack, and here it is. What if we were able to construct a device which would allow us to detonate something like this? It is a vial of swirling energy, and it hums with a light tinging when you listen closely with your ears. When it smashes, it will deafen everyone around. I have 3 of them.
Do we even know when this musical act is supposed to go on?
Do we know enough about the musical procedure? Like, is the ritual dependent upon people hearing the music, or is the ritual dependent upon merely playing it? Because
Before it was playing it, they had no audience in the previous
it would be pretty hard to play all of the parts if you couldn't hear anyone else.
Oh, I see.
Do we really think that Goldleaf is dangerous in this way, or do you think maybe they're just a fan?
It could be a coincidence. I am more speaking of the orchestra over Goldleaf.
Really, Goldleaf is neither here nor there at this point. We are fairly certain that there's something nefarious is happening with this orchestra. There are too many similarities.
Agreed.
But what is the connection? It's either Goldleaf or it's us.
Or whoever was, pardon the pun, orchestrating the first ritual.
Who told you about Goldleaf?
It was, the alchemist.
Oh, right.
And they said that Regina has a tendency to be clingy. And to me, that sounds like perhaps someone with obsessions.
It could be that. I more just note there are, what is the phrase? Too many coincidences to not have a connection? Whatever. So that idea at least. Too many pieces line up for it to be coincidence.
What if we do this? What if one of us sneaks inside of the music hall to just see if there's anything apparently out of the ordinary? And if there is, we can rig it with explosives and traps.
Better idea. No, Gar, the dwarven, moralistic fellow.
Oh,
They trust us implicitly, which, if we have proven, they wish for us to drive out evil. We could inform them something evil may be happening there that we've encountered in the past. They would look into it, and we would have no ties outside of that.
I like that idea.
Then you may conduct that plan without me.
We do not know any plan outside of asking them to inspect it. It is even easier that way.
All right.
What's wrong, Karun?
Nothing. No.
You seem displeased.
No. Who wouldn't want to rig a music hall full of bombs and traps? It's, who needs it? Really. I won't be going to the dwarf house, though. I refuse.
I understand that. And your idea was a good idea. I just want to say that. It is just...
And whilst you are gone to the dwarf house, I will not rig the music hall full of bombs and traps.
Okay, I trust you. I trust you.
Right.
You wouldn't lie to me.
No.
Please make a deception check.
26.
Celia, please make a perception check.
I trust you, Karun.
Good.
Karun steepling his fingers.
Just right in front of Celia.
Or just like turns and the background like starts to get darker and the camera zooms in.
Good.
All right. Well, we should get the funds out of the street. We should find Gar in the morning or now or what?
When did Goldleaf say the concert was?
She didn't.
The morning could work, I suppose. No, tonight would be wise. If they wish to inspect it in the night, then they may do so. If it is tomorrow, they will not have time.
Okay. So we will ask them to inspect it tonight.
Yes.
So the dwarf might probably be in the concert hall tonight.
So I will definitely not rig it full of bombs and traps.
Tonight, yes.
Definitely.
The only other thing, I pull the chest out of gold and cast detect magic on the chest of gold that we received.
Sure. You cast detect magic.
Why you gotta roll for it?
I know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I live in the walls. I can see you reaching for your dice.
The gold definitely has a spell cast on it.
The gold is enchanted. How convenient. I had dispel magic prepared for the day.
Okay. Dispel the magic. There's a mist that starts to rise up from the gold chest. There's a few symbols that you did not notice engraved on the chest that fade away, almost like ash remnants from paper as they float off into the air.
I look to Arcelia. I think she is connected.